So then we got to worry about censorship, right? Another problem, right? Well, can't censor words, right? Why can't you? Right? Now, can you choose not to say a word? Sure. But guess what? It's not a crime to say a word either. It's not going to send you to hell. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck do you think you are? You're trying to send your child to hell for saying a bad word. You think Jesus would agree with you with that? When Jesus was kind of carefree? No. But do you think Satan would agree with you with that? Yes. Why? Because if you even think the word yourself, you're condemning yourself. Right? What do you think Jesus means when he said, you have heard it said not to commit adultery? But I say unto you, if you look upon a woman to lust after her in your heart, you've already committed adultery with her in your heart. Because you're condemning adultery. Do you understand? You're not forgiving it. When you condemn a man trying to find a woman, right, to have sex with, which is a natural act, right? Even say if two gay people who feel the same way about sex, right? You're trying to control someone's sexuality, right? And how they feel. But you can't control it either way. In other words, if someone tells you they're straight, you can't tell them they're gay. And if someone tells you they're gay, you can't tell them they're straight. It ain't gonna work that way. Just won't. Just won't. Whole point to everything. But I can't censor you, and you can't censor me because of the Constitution, freedom of speech. Right? I can't tell you what to say. I can't tell you if I say something right, you can't agree with me or disagree with me. And that's why I talk about agreeing to disagree sometimes too, even if you don't agree, right? And going your own way. I know. See, violence happens when people take the law into their own hands anyway. It's called vigilante behavior, right? If something is happening around me and I'm not aware of it, I'm not the one trying to do it. Someone is trying to set me up for it. And they're telling me what they're doing, and I'm like, well, I still don't know what you're talking about because I don't do that. I know. You're trying to make it seem like I'm doing that. And if the police ain't arrested me, they know it's you by now. But you're not really proving it, nor can they do nothing about it either way. I know. It's not a crime what you're doing. I know. That can really land you in jail, even though it's not true. I know. Unless I know who you are, I can't even sue you civilly, right? That's what I mean by hiring lawyers and stuff like that, too, though. I'm trying to stop it, right? But I don't know who it is. But everybody's trying to control everybody else's behavior but their own. See, guess what? Here's the hardline facts, right? Only you can behave yourself when you're around someone or not. And that's determined by what you do when you're around someone in public, right? Not in private, in public. Now, we also have our private life. But if you're superstitious about nudity, yet we're naked and eating and not ashamed at one point, and then some other sex act may have brought us shame, right? You don't want to get that. Something we did at Eden caused us shame because of how it was done, too. If something is done the wrong way, it was done for the wrong reasons, no matter what it was. Even sex. Even if it was consensual, right? But to have sex is a natural act, right? With a partner who's the same sex or opposite sex. If you are so inclined to feel that way. But at the same time, you can also change your mind about the sex. You don't have to do it. It's a willing partner in your choice. But some people are so anti-sex, they make Jesus not married when the only woman who could be caught in adultery with him would be a legally married woman. No. And she's the only one who could be brought to him if she committed adultery against him, not somebody else. In Jewish law, you can't commit adultery against anyone but your own husband. And there's no other way to commit adultery. Then the Catholics are lying to you. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They're not Jews from the 1st century. They're Roman Catholics who in 325 AD changed the law. Changed that interpretation because Constantine wasn't comfortable that Jesus' wife committed adultery against him. And came up with a better view. He was celibate. And didn't marry at all. That's all Constantine and the Council of Nicaea's fault, right? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Read your church history, too. Right. That's where they came up with all that crap. And it's crap. If it's not the truth, it's a lie. You're telling a lie, Church of Satan. I gotta call you that. You don't know what you're doing wrong. You're so brainwashing the whole world to Satan. He's winning. Actually. And Constantine was your Satan. No. At the time. No. The Emperor of Rome. No. Who is not a Jewish man married to a Jewish woman and does not understand the concept that only the male can stone the female in Jewish law. Her husband. And that's all part of the story. But they're lying to you about it. They're trying to change Jewish law by Roman standards. They can't do that. Almost lying to you that Jesus didn't have sex at all. Well, what about the woman at the well? That's an interesting encounter. A woman who had 5 husbands, but the one she had now was not her husband, but she was with, in a way, was Jesus the 7th. 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we'll eat our own bread, wear our own apparel, and let's be called by thy name to take away our reproach. And he had 7 virgins, daughters that did prophesy. See, this might be something different to the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd century church than it did to Rome by the time it got to them. And Constantine was faced with a dilemma about how to deal with the Christians. Well, see, if you don't really understand something and you take over the belief and put in your own 2 senses, you've effectively changed that belief system from within. And you're really an enemy of Christ, not a friend. You're lukewarm. You're not telling people everything they need to know. And you're distracting from the truth because of Constantine and the Orthodox Church, which is probably based on Hebrew orthodoxy, right? Which is wrong too. In Hebrew orthodoxy, they will not use the divine name because it's feminine. Anything that ends with an H, Sarah, Deborah, is feminine. Yahweh, Yahuwah, is how you would say the divine name too, right? But men who are carnal in nature and think they're the sole image of God if the woman is not, even though God says I am not a man, only, nor am I a woman, I could also be all 3. Male and female, and male and female. In 3 bodies. Not 2. So you're missing something. My third image. From which the 2 images came. And that's what they as men, Satan has blinded to. Right. The 3rd image, that of the hermaphrodite. Right. Which is real too. Right. But only I, as one of the 2 witnesses, found out about it through Gnosticism being discovered in 1947. About the same time Israel became a nation as well. And the Dead Sea Scrolls was discovered too, right? But in a different location, right? But all this proves, okay, there was more going on than meets the eye when the Catholics took over the church. And sorry, Pope, you're not my God to tell me what to do. You're a man, too. Quit telling people what to do like you're Jesus. You're not Jesus, my friend. You're furthest from Jesus. You're more like the devil sometimes. Telling people they can't have a birth control. Jesus never said that. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. You're saying that instead of Jesus. Probably more antichrist than Christ, right? When saying it, trying to control people's behavior, right? You can't do that either, Pope in Rome. Who isn't my Pope, but the Pope of the Catholics. But they're a large organization too, I know. And the Protestants are following the Catholics, I know. And they don't understand Gnosticism either. Seems like only one of the two witnesses, or the male child who thinks he's one of the two witnesses, which any male child could have a dream of standing before the throne of God in heaven, but has only one had the dream so far? I don't know. But it's a simple dream. It's 2 to 3 seconds, right? Not 2 to 3 minutes. In it, you're standing before a throne with a light in front of the throne, halfway between the top of the throne and the seat of the throne, right? You can see the top and the legs of the throne too, right? So you're in a cloud, right? Because the light is the light of the throne that's shining to you, right? And you're standing in front of it, right? So are you standing before the God of heaven and the God of the earth? Yes, yes. But to be on the earth, you have to have a dream to see God in heaven, right? You can't have a vision. Your spirit would have to leave your body or something to go into heaven too. You would have to kind of die to go into heaven too, right? Physically or spiritually, right? But I did have my dad who passed away when I got baptized, right? But was God showing me in the spirit what my dad seen when he died? Possibly. Who knows? Who knows? But since my Sunday school teacher didn't want to tell me what it means, you have to figure it out on your own too, right? So we got several scriptures. Heaven is my throne and the earth my footstool, right? All power is given to me in heaven and earth, right? These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the God of the earth, right? So if you're a male and you see the throne of God in heaven with a light on the throne, and only Jesus can see this light, or your dad who just died, right? Or you if you're chosen as one of the 2 witnesses, that's how it unfolded. Now, I'm not getting a secret message until 93, where it said Jerusalem, Jerusalem, Jerusalem in my head real loud. That was in 93, though. I never reported hearing voices till 93. And that's when I went mental, whatever was going on. And that's a combination of the church pressuring me to jerk off within, in my mind, right? And what happened there, and having kind of a scandal in 2020, and my shipmates not working with me or trading me because they were trying to get me to be gay with it. And I wouldn't do it, and you wouldn't do it. By the way, either. I dated women the whole time. Started having sex with women. The girl at Shay's party, the girl at the store. But see, if you know all this, you know I had sex with a girl in the store after she got off work and closed the door. We went in the back room and had sex, right? I told you all that. You can't use what I'm telling you to set me up with a girl who's really 15, and ask her how old she is, and she says 37. That's illegal too. See, that law applies to her trying to sleep with me as well as me trying to sleep with her. I can't do it if she says she's 15, and I wouldn't do it if she said she was 15. But if she said she was 37, I can do it without fear because she's supposed to be 16 to even work in the store. But that will be up to her. Mm-hmm. If she's really 37. No. But if she's supposed to be 16 before she can work in the store, even if it's her father's store, I'm not expecting that, right? That's entrapment as well. Mm-hmm. Someone's not playing by all the rules. If something happened, that's why it happened. Mm-hmm. And all I can do is let it go. No. And forgive it. And say, well, I didn't mean to do it. I won't do it again. Water under the bridge. Water under the bridge. Whatever he did about it, too. I know. Whatever happened was in the store. I know. I don't know nothing happened. I don't know nothing happened. I wasn't trying to do nothing wrong. But I do know I lost time. So I fell asleep somehow. Mm-hmm. The normal nail job that took 30 to 40 minutes went longer in that store. Mm-hmm. And the second time he did the nail job, and the third time I just left some soup trying to use the bathroom on my way to watch the movies. I suddenly had to go. Alright. Mm-hmm. And went. And left the soup in the bathroom, went back for it. The girl wasn't in there the first time I went in there, but then she was in there the second time I went to get the soup back. But then I went, back to the movies. I'm going to see the movies. That's all. Then they called the police on me, and I explained to them what was going on. Whose word do you think they really took there? Mine or yours? That is mine. They can't arrest me. You can't prove I did anything wrong. Either. You have to tell them what I did wrong. Then let it go. You're the one who won't leave me alone. You're the one harassing me because you don't understand what I'm saying. And I'm not telling you like I expect you to suddenly understand it. If you're following the wrong train of thought, you're following the wrong train of thought. Yourself. Nothing for me to do about it, right? Either. But if I'm following the right train of thought and God and Jesus are helping me, they're helping me. Right? Because you're right. Because I'm right in what I'm saying. And that's the end of it. Bye-bye.